Nothing gets a point across better than facts. So check this out. In 2019, pre-COVID, a cheeseburger at McDonald's cost $1. Today, that same cheeseburger costs $3.15. I just checked online. That's a 215% increase in price. In 2019, a Taco Bell beefy 5-layer burrito cost $1.69. At the one in Memphis by me, it's $3.99 today for that same burrito. That is a 136% increase since the pandemic. They mentioned a 6% increase during that time. But yeah, right, the proof is right in front of our eyes. Now, let me explain what this has to do with saving money in the bank. See, we're all taught the same thing growing up. Be responsible, be smart, and save your money in a bank. But let me ask you something. How's that working out for you? Don't you miss your dollar cheeseburger days? I know I do. I know a lot of people who have saved all their money, never invested it, and still had to work until the day they died. Putting your money in a bank is a scam. All the banks are doing is protecting your money from the otherwise robbers who would be coming into your house and stealing it under your mattress. What are the chances of that? The banks, they're the real thieves. They are loaning out your money and making massive returns while you're getting measly freaking peanuts. Meanwhile, inflation is out there eating your bank account for breakfast. I'm tired of banks scamming me. So today, I'm going to walk you through the 6 places I'd actually rather save my money than putting it in a bank. And number 6, that's the one that's actually made me multiple 7 figures. Let's go. Okay, here's the math nobody tells you. Your bank's probably paying you 0.01% interest. If you $10,000 in your bank, you're getting like $1 a year. $1. Meanwhile, inflation is eating 3 to 7% of the value in your bank account every single year. So you think you're saving money by putting it in a bank, but you're not. You're actually losing money. So it's time to save your money someplace that actually grows in value, because a bank ain't it. All right, let's start with number 1. And let's kick things off with something super old school, like really old school. I'm talking gold and silver. Why gold? Because gold has outlived every single currency. It's outlived every crash and every government meltdown. When everything else loses value, gold holds steady. If you buried a $100 bill in your backyard 100 years ago, along with a gold coin, which one do you think today, if you dug it up, would be worth more money? The gold that was worth $100 back then would be worth way more today. See, gold doesn't need a central bank. It also doesn't crash with the stock market. It's tangible, it's durable, it's scarce. 3 things that your bank balance is not. And people think that buying gold is just for the ultra rich, but it's not. You can start with 1 gold coin. A lot of smart investors that I know put 5 to 10% of their net worth into gold. It's not really to get rich, but it's to not get wiped out if shit hits the fan. The price of gold has experienced really rapid growth over the past 5 years. In early 2020, gold was like $1,500 an ounce. Then 2021 to 2023 fluctuated anywhere from $1,700 to $1,900 an ounce. But then most recently, just a couple months ago, gold surged, reaching $3,000 an ounce. Gold is a major hedge against inflation, and you can buy as little or as much as you'd like. And it's absolutely proven to make you more than money in your bank. All right, next up, let's talk about one of the most powerful assets, and it's one that you can build. This is the one that gave me options when I didn't think I had any. Your own business. I'm not talking about launching a tech startup or selling belly bands to your friends or filming 12 hours of TikTok a day. I'm talking about doing something smart and simple. Personally, I started with a $300 Cricut machine, which is like a vinyl die cutting machine, and some supplies. That turned into an Etsy shop. That Etsy shop brought in over $20,000 in revenue in a year and a half. I did all of that while I was at home with my kids. And I know it's not a lot. I'm not bragging. It's not much to brag about. But what I did was I invested in myself. I took something that I had no experience with, personalizing items and selling them for resale on Etsy and online. And I started a business that would become the catalyst for me investing in real estate. That one decision of taking the chance on myself and investing in a business to stop letting my money sit and do something with it gave me huge confidence. It opened doors and showed me what was possible. Eventually, I started sharing our investment journey on Instagram. People had questions, I answered them, and then a coaching program was born. But it all started with a side hustle and a Cricut machine. And here's why this matters. A business, your business, is something you control. You don't need your boss's permission, and you don't need to wait for the market to bounce back. You create the value. then you market it and sell it. It could be a digital product, could be cleaning up Facebook Marketplace furniture and flipping it, could be consulting, tutoring, meal prepping, you name it. Whatever you can offer that someone else needs. So if you ever said, I just want a good vehicle and a good investment vehicle with solid returns, maybe you should consider investing in yourself. I know it's unconventional, but doing that will make you the most money. And when your income doesn't have a ceiling, you will never look at money the same again. Now, let me tell you about one of the most underrated asset classes out there. And it might be sitting in your attic, your closet, or even your bedroom. And it's collectibles. I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking Beanie Babies or baseball cards, just some old junk on a shelf, and you probably don't have anything worth anything. But what if I told you people are flipping these exact things into thousands of dollars? Let me show you what I mean. There was a guy in Florida who found a factory sealed first generation iPhone from 2007. He sold it in 2023 for like $60,000. Someone else bought a $35 Pyrex dish at Goodwill. Turned out it was one of those rare patterns, and they sold it on eBay for $3,500. Sneakers, I know you've heard of that one. Whole economy on that. Even Pokemon cards. And I'll give you a personal one. My cousin used to go to Disneyland and buy those Dooney and Burke purses at the park. She'd buy a few, then she'd flip them and sell them on eBay for double or triple the price. And people paid it because they didn't live anywhere near Disneyland. They could never buy those special limited edition purses. And that's what collectibles are really about. And if you know where to look, you can make huge profit. Maybe you don't want to do the work of buying and reselling collectibles. I get it. That wouldn't be my thing either, but it's a lot of people's things and they make a lot of money doing it. Maybe you want to be lazy. That's me. I don't want to do things that require a lot of work. So this one I do personally. And number 4 is a high yield savings account. Because let's be honest, some people do actually need to keep some money in cash. Emergency fund, next vacation, just having that peace of mind that you have some cash in the quote bank. But this is a different type of bank, one that actually yields you a quality return. So a high yield savings account is where I keep my cash that I need to use for the short term. It's still safe, still accessible, but it actually earns something. Right now, my account's earning 4% interest. So if you want to use my referral link, I'll put it down below and you and I will each get an extra 0.5% for the next 3 months. And no, this isn't a sponsored ad. It's just what I use, so might as well share it. Putting your money in a high yield savings account like mine is helping me earn 400 times what I would earn if I kept it in my checking account. And there are plenty of other options too. Currently, I'm using Wealthfront, but there's like Ally, SoFi, Goldman Sachs. There's tons of high yield savings accounts online. You want to find the one that's best for you. Now, there's this whole world of assets that people don't even know exists. It's not stocks, it's not crypto, and it's not even starting a business. It's called private lending, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You loan money to someone, and then they pay it back to you with interest. Simple. But now here's where it gets interesting. See, there are thousands of people out there who need money to fix up properties. And instead of going to a bank, they go to people like you and me, regular people. Not institutions. Why? Because banks are slow, they're picky, and they are full of paperwork. But private lending is fast, it's flexible, and it pays really well. You might lend $10,000 or $20,000 to someone for a short-term project, and then they use that money on the project, giving you 8 to 12 or even 15% interest. Then they pay you back. And that's your money working for that money, not you working extra at Denny's. Now, being a private lender and earning money like that, it's not as passive as letting it sit in a bank account. It's better than that. There's a contract, there's a plan, there's a timeline, and oftentimes that loan that you're giving them is backed by something physical like the exact property you are lending on. You don't have to manage anything. You don't have to be in real estate. You're just providing money for a deal. And so no, you don't need to be rich. Private lending can be anybody. Some people use their savings to private lend. Some people use retirement money from their self-directed IRA and lend that out. But all those people that are lending out money, being a private lender, they're all doing one thing. They're lending, but they're not being the bank. Private lending is one of those things that most people don't hear about unless they know someone who's already doing it. But once you see how it works, you realize that it's really possible for you to make a lot of good money without needing to have a bunch of experience in real estate or having to do any extra work other than sign the paper. I have seen everyday people become private lenders. Teachers, stay-at-home moms, small business owners, People who work at Starbucks, they're doing this with like $10,000, $20,000 or more because they're earning a really nice interest in a short period of time, usually a year or less, without having their money sit in a savings account. And let's not forget this, the banks are already doing this with your money. When you deposit money, the bank's lending it out to other people at a really fat interest rate, but they're just not sharing the interest with you. You're getting your 0.01%. Private lending lets you cut out the middleman and be the bank yourself. But please don't mishear me. This is not just a loan anybody money thing. You need to vet the investor, you need paperwork, you need to understand what the deal is worth and what your options are. You're not just going to Venmo somebody $10,000. You need to make a collateral-backed loan. Smart private lenders use promissory notes, they file liens on the property. And I'll say this, once you start private lending, you no longer hold tons of cash in the bank. All right, so far we've talked about some smart ways to grow your money without stress, without huge risk, and without needing to become an expert overnight in any one of these areas, unless you already are one. But now I want to show you the one asset that has completely changed my life. But it's not glamorous, you guys. It's not trendy, and it does take a little more effort up front. But long term, it gave us freedom, immense freedom. So, number 6 is rental property investing. Now, hold up. So before you go check out on me, let me just show you what's possible with 1 or even 2 smart decisions. I mean, this asset class has made me a multi-millionaire, and I'm just an average person like you. Recently, we bought a property that cost about $200,000, and the interest rate was 7%. Most people would think that'd be a terrible deal to buy a house with 7% interest rate. But here's what happened once we did that. The property rents for $1,800 a month. Not even a year later, it's increased $60,000 in value. We get cash in our pocket every month from this asset. And just like private lending, most people don't think about owning rental properties for income until they see somebody else doing it. So here's the truth. You don't need 100 properties for this to work. You don't need to quit your job to invest in real estate. And you definitely don't need to be rich to start. I mean, we were a single income household. I was a stay-at-home mom for 10 years. You just need to know what to look for and how to do it the right way the first time to minimize risk and keep your investment safe. And now I teach people how to do exactly that because we made mistakes early on. And I learned what actually works for regular real estate investors like you and me. So if you've ever looked at your bank account and you've thought, oh, there has to be a better way to grow this, well, there is. And for us, this was it. Investing in real estate has given us the flexibility and the income to walk away from the things we didn't love doing. And not because we were lucky. And I'm really tired of seeing those comments on my YouTube shorts. We just did the right thing. We're like the tortoise and the hare, but we're the tortoise. Slow and steady wins the race. 1 property at a time, done the right way with minimal risk and a great upside. Just buy 1 at a time, brick by brick. See what I did there? We just stayed the course, made smart decisions, continued living our life along the way. Just the power of 1 smart move repeated multiple times. Not flashy, just effective. Look, every asset we talked about today has its place to grow. Gold protects, collectibles grow, savings accounts give you stability with some income, private lending earns solid returns. But real estate, investing in long-term rentals, it checks every single box that I have. It builds monthly income. It appreciates over time. It gives you control over your financial future. It comes with some seriously amazing tax advantages. And you can leverage your money to multiply your results even faster. The truth is, real estate has created more millionaires than any other asset class that I've mentioned today. I'm not telling you to go out tomorrow and go buy a house. I'm saying just don't count yourself out because the people who win with real estate, they aren't lucky. They just made smart decisions and they started as soon as they could. They learned what works. They took the first step and they kept going. So if you want to learn how to invest in real estate the right way without flipping or wholesaling or chasing shiny strategies, then subscribe to this channel, Brick by Brick Well. Every week, I break down how to buy your first rental property and what it will take for you to be successful. I want you to create the ultimate financial freedom so you can live the life the way that you want to. So if you're ready to make money work for you, then you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button and let's build something real.